ever meet one of those people who was crazy enough to think she could change the world? Did you ever meet somebody who wasn't dead inside and actually believed that they could make a difference and committed their entire lives to doing just that? You know, it's my privilege to introduce you to someone who I think you already know, but just to give you a little background about this individual. You know, we all love our daddies, don't we? She loved her daddy too, and she watched in 1998 her father run for governor of Illinois as a third-party candidate. And she saw the corruption that kept him from having a fair shot at that office. And I think as a daughter and as a voter, it meant something to her to commit herself to trying to abolish this problem in our political system. For the last 7 years, as the founder of Free and Equal, she has rallied people, artists, speakers, thinkers, thought leaders. And she's here today to share with you why this matters to her. And we know that all of you out there with cameras and are going to put this out and allow this to digitally transmit are going to want to share this message. So, my great pleasure to introduce Ms. Christina Tobin.
Hello, my name is Christina Tobin. I'm the founder of the Free and Equal Elections Foundation. And thank you very much. Let's shout out to Pamela Donnelly for being a great MC tonight. Thank you, Pamela, for that warm introduction. It is a humbling experience being here a second year in a row now at Belasco Theater. When I was 17 years of age, as Pamela mentioned, I saw my father wrongfully knocked off the ballot, and I've devoted the now second half of my life towards helping get accountable candidates on the ballot. And more so recently in my life, I've had a huge shift. It is a very vicious world working in the political realm. I've had to deal with a lot of hurdles and things of overcoming the obstacles. And I live by the quote that's on my refrigerator every day: never, never, never give up, by Winston Churchill. And when I saw my dad knocked off the ballot when I was 17, it made me angry and upset, because he's an accountable candidate who's fought for the taxpayers of Illinois now for 40 years, running Taxpayers United of America. And I saw that our system wants to keep accountable people off the ballot. And being in the realm of the Barack Obama, Rahm Emanuel, Mayor Daley, suing Michael Maddock and the Democratic state chair for using full-time state employees to get independent Ralph Nader off the ballot in 2004, I sued him. And I didn't win because I was up against a flawed judicial system that's appointed by the two-party system. I came to learn that the system uses tools like ballot access barriers, signature requirements to keep people like my dad off the ballot, independent Ralph Nader off the ballot in 32 states in 2004. That's wrong. And there are days I thought, why, whew, this is a tough thing, but if it was easy, somebody else would be doing it. And so in 2008 was the creation of Free and Equal Elections, a 501c3 nonprofit organization whose mission is to broaden our electoral choices through education. And this is my calling to do for the rest of my life. We hosted the 2012 presidential debate moderated by broadcast legend Larry King and myself, reaching tens of millions of people worldwide, top 10 trending on Twitter. But I saw this shift of people realizing we can make change. With an all-time congressional low, over 80%, I believe, it's time to replace every member of Congress. With voters coming out being a majority of independents, I do not, with all due respect, believe parties work. I see third-party, even independent Ds and Rs as independents. I do not believe parties work because the Constitution has no mention of parties. George Washington, in his Declaration speech, parties are evil. He's right. They have not served us right. And it is time to break out of the political realm and for a new movement, outside of the system. It doesn't work. Look at Ron Paul. He tried to fix the system from within, but look what happened in Florida. They would rather crash the party and let somebody else take over. The party system has divided us. And I really want to focus more so on somebody that's a huge inspiration in my life and will always be, and it's a tribute of Mrs. Amelia Boynton Robinson of Selma, who inspired Martin Luther King to come to Selma, who through her efforts at 144 years of age, she was our keynote speaker. She actually was 111. Her birth certificate was switched with her sister. She was confirmed to be on this stage tonight, and we lost her. And her spirit is here. I can feel it. And I got to interview her and meet her. And though I'm sad, I'm very happy to know that there's a movement that is here. I will not ever give up to pave this beautiful woman who ran for Congress as the first African American in '64, garnering 10% of the vote, who, when she was a kid in the 1930s, she registered people to vote out of her buggy wagon. I mean, this woman, she was relentless. And so, on that note, it is time to break through the two-party stranglehold. It's time for us to rise. It's time to carry the torch of leaders humbled to have known Mrs. Amelia Boynton Robinson, to carry the torch forward, with the power of social media and internet. It's unstoppable. Remember when we used to think we couldn't legalize marijuana? Gay marriage couldn't become legal? Well, it is. And it's not going to be that challenging to replace every member of Congress. And a majority to 270, that's easy. And when we rise in our communities and start voting, go to headcount.com, vote today. To running for office, for Congress. One of my friends, Richard Castaldo's here, he'll be speaking. He's run for Congress. I've run for state office, 2010 as Secretary of State. You can run, you can run, you can run. If you don't run, you can volunteer in your community. You can help somebody win. You can do what you love, carving off an hour a week. That's how we make the shift. If you run a business, give 1% to something you believe in. That's how we make the shift. It's time to get money out of politics. It's time to get the kind of people in office that are asked by their community to run for office rather than those who are seeking. So on that note, it's very humbling to be able to introduce, for me, truly an inspiration, truly a beautiful soul, and somebody that will keep me going, Mrs. Amelia Boynton Robinson. I would like to introduce, we have the trailer coming up for her, and I thank you to everybody. I don't even know where to start with the names of all of the artists that have devoted their time, dedicated to the speakers on their own dime. They've come here, a lot of them, they believe in this, meeting Natalie Rise, Callie Roots and her team, and coming out here, to Jahi, Public Enemy, Hani, all these names, I don't even know where to start. And the sponsors, Bronner's, Dr. Bronner's, Marley Coffee, we are not gonna sell out. This movement is not for sale. Compromising is what's gotten us into the problems we are in today. And so on that note, let's look up to somebody. Angelic in my eyes, Mrs. Amelia Boynton Robinson, because she is an inspiration to help carry this movement to the next level. Thank you so much.